an actual story about St. Nicholas. I mean, he did it as a Christian, you know. He was raised to be given, and he took what he had and gave to the poor, you know. So the actual story where it comes from is not, it's just the way it's been diluted and kind of warped throughout the years and kind of, you know, just added to. And we're going to find out later on that that actually comes from certain Norse mythologies, kind of the things that were added to, such as coming down the chimney and like things like that. But yeah, the actual story of Saint Nick, you know, he was a Christian, and you know that's why he tried to do the things he, you know, that's why he believed in those principles, giving and stuff like that. So.
And I want to bring back this point. No lie is justifiable. Even though it may seem good and okay and reasonable, no lie is okay in God's eyes. Like from my testimony alone, you can see what it did to me. Of course I have forgiven my parents and grandparents because I know they didn't do it to lie to me. They did it because they wanted to get my hopes up and then me have this joyful feeling of knowing that I got all these Christmas presents and stuff. But the thing about it is that we give our tribute to Santa Claus, a mythological person, instead of God. We thank Santa Claus for bringing these presents. We trust in Santa Claus to do that. I even remember praying to Santa Claus, please, you know, bring me this. Are we really going to pray to a false being, Santa Claus, instead of praying to God? You know, I mean, come on. We got to look at this situation and analyze it and understand the truth about the matter. We should tell our kids truth. That way that whenever they grow up, they don't have any of this resentment towards us or towards God. Because they're going to find out that Santa Claus is a lie. They'll find out one way or the other. Whether you eventually tell them, or whether they find out from their classmates, or whether they find out on TV or YouTube or wherever, they'll find out that Santa Claus is a lie. So please, train your kids up in the way that they should go and not train them up in a lie. Please implement good doctrine, good Christian teachings in them. Don't get them already with this distrust for everyone. Help them to trust in people. Yeah, people will still lie to them. But don't get them started at such an early age.
Yeah. And when you have your kids, you know, my wife told me that her parents, you know, when she was young, told her, yes, now let me explain to you the truth of it, you know, and told her about, you know, Santa Claus. He is a, you know, what they made him, a storybook. He's not real, but he was based on St. Nicholas. So I think it's good to go ahead and tell your kids, because they are going to be exposed to it, and that way they'll know how to handle the situation, and they'll know the truth. They won't be confused or whatever. You go ahead and tell them right up front, you know. Yeah, that's the reason why they have these decorations and the stockings on it is part of, you know, the culture, but just don't believe in it. That way you're not, like Brian said, getting into this area where they're like, oh, Santa, you know, please. And it doesn't look like a prayer, but when you think about it, they actually are. They're worried about if they're naughty or nice because of Santa.
Right. And
there's also another similarity. It says Santa has all their names written down, good or bad, in the book. Just like it says, you know, in the Lamb's Book of Life, you know, Jesus has our names written down. So there's a lot of similarities, and you just want them to have the truth right up front, you know. And I thought that was really cool. Like she said, her parents did that, you know. Because my parents did tell me about the Christmas, and I was led to believe the lie also. But I didn't take it as hard as Brandon, but I was very conditioned, and it's just, you know, so you can understand where it could have a bad effect when that kid finds out that he's been lied to, because his parents, and just like he said, the news, they'll say, oh, we saw Santa coming flying through, you know, watch out. So it's very conditioned, and to find out that you've been lied to, and that they were so good at it, it kind of makes them think that, what else have they lied to me about, you know. So I think it's good to just, when they're young, and if I had children of my own, I would go ahead and tell them everything right up front, you know, where that comes from, and it is a good story, but there's been deviations along the way.
And I want to point out another fact, okay? Now, I don't know if this has any similarity or whatever, but I want you to think about it, because it's worthy of note. Santa has the same exact letters as Satan. It's just rearranged. Now, that's pretty crazy, okay? If you think about it. And it's all based on a lie. The devil, who is the father of lies. See, the devil knows that if you get to kids early, you'll have them later. So the devil wants to bring this false lie to them about this mythological person, Santa Claus, so that when they find out he is fake, they'll be less likely to believe in a God, or the God, our Father. See, the devil's been around for a long time, so he knows how to deceive people. He's not some stupid person who's just walking around just coming up with random acts. He plans. Think of him as a general. He plans, he plots, he schemes, he devises wicked schemes. And I believe that Santa Claus is a wicked scheme from the devil. I believe it so much. I mean, it only makes sense. Santa Claus comes and he descends down into the fireplace. You know? I mean, come on. He wears red. I mean, we've always seen depictions of the devil being red. I mean, it's kind of, you know, it's kind of weird, you know? A lot of similarities. Do we have any more facts?
Yeah, as far as where it came from, Norse mythology and kind of the Norse, it said the belief that Santa enters through the chimney developed from an old Norse legend. The Norse believed that the goddess Hertha appeared in the fireplace and brought good luck to the home. As a matter of fact, the Druid home owners would leave milk and pastries, which sounds like milk and cookies, very similar, and they would this was to appease the god that came down the chimney into the fireplace to bless the home. So,
the god, huh? All this is starting to add up, you know, if you really look at it from that perspective, as a biblical perspective, it does make sense that it would have came from Satan. See, what he did was he took the story of Saint Nicholas, a good man, who gave, you know, out of the abundance of his heart, he gave to people good Christian principles. He provided presents. The devil took that and he twisted and he perverted the story and made it some mythological thing for people to believe in, to only have their hopes let down and shattered whenever they find out the truth. Like me. I have such a hate for this story because it did so much corruption within me. And I just want to present this to you, parents, that you may not do the same things. That you don't teach your kids a lie. And if you have already told them, tell them the truth now so that they can hear it from you, from the people that they care about. And tell them your reasoning. Tell them that you did it because you do love them and you wanted to make them happy, but that you do realize that it wasn't right, that you shouldn't have lied to them. Tell them now so that they won't doubt you later. So at least you came clean to them. And yeah, still have presents. You know, still have a good Christmas. Be happy. Be joyful. There's nothing wrong with that. You can still have all that without lying to them. You can still have a great Christmas with presents and fun, good times. They don't have to be lied to have a good time. I still look forward to Christmas. I like opening presents still today, and I'm 27. But that doesn't mean that I have to be lied to be able to have a good time. I can have a great time with friends and family and talking about God and Jesus and understanding the real meaning of Christmas. See, Christmas to me means more Christ. Christmas, more Christ. So we should talk about Christ and what He did for us. We shouldn't forget. We should let that be the main point of Christmas. And let's draw our attention unto God and not to Santa Claus, some fake person that we will find out later who is a lie. Let us give our devotion and our love and our adoration towards God. Let's give Him the praise and glory and honor. Let's thank Him for being the one who blessed our family so that we are able to have a good Christmas. Please tell your kids the truth.